Okay, so it's been a while since I did a video here. I just want to catch up a little bit and take a look at this oil market, for instance. And this is a key example of why trading is so difficult. And making a market call and timing the market on fundamentals is so difficult because the market can be so volatile that you cannot hardly afford to do this trade in the proper size to get the proper percentage of risk that you feel is appropriate risk, safe risk. If you would have told somebody to sell oil above $100 a barrel every $10 it goes up. Somebody asked me this classic question I get all the time about scaling into trades. For example, if I put a sell limit of 1x of risk, and then 2x, and then next high, then 3x. At the next high, and 3x only. So maybe he's flattening out and just going to... You'd be short actually there. You'd be, let's just imagine there 1Ks. You'd be short 3 plus, you're short 9K. Happens real fast. It's almost like having a dumb shit for president that was installed by a fucking algorithm. Now that is a rough algo that put that fucking. So if you're into, somebody curve fit that shit too much, I think. Hey kids, you curve fit that a little bit. Oh, that Pfizer's going to have a problem too. This looks like the Pfizer stock. So the narrative's breaking down. The fear porn is over. You popped it. This is what it looks like. Also, this is very analogous to a bad relationship. As I've had relationships that look just like this. In fact, if I run a relative strength index on it, I can see the point at which I want to try to jump ship. So I don't know if you ever had this moment, but in this trade, it would be that. Everything's looking real good. You're looking too good. Oh my God, she loved me. She loves me. She loves me not. Now, not to make light of it, but these are ridiculous prices. If we go to the monthly, take a look at to where we're dipping. I have to take off the prices. The 103, mind you. What are thoughts going to $100, $200 a barrel? You know, the experts are saying, like, Bear Stearns is saying, dude, that's the dumbest fucking goobers on the planet is Bear Stearns. Forget about it. I don't know what I just did. I fucked it up. Oh, I did something wrong here. I put a template in. Sorry. Pissed off. I'm so pissed off. Let me get rid of it. So here's the indicator. Somebody asked me about the indicators I'm using. It's called pips, or it's called a dollar handle, because it's all about sizing and volatility. There's nothing else in the world other than volatility and sizing. And vacuums and auctions and hysterical prices, and people lose their fucking mind. And when you see headlines that say, it's going to $500 a barrel, could you please have already shorted that going into that? Could you have please have put something, some small position short to at least brag to your friends, you know, I sold crude oil at $134 a barrel. Now, Trump, $124 a barrel. Trump bought it at zero, loaded the fucking reserves, and this dumb putz fuck is unloading it. Holy fuck me with a sideways, unlubricated spoon. How about a fork? How about a spork? Put a spork in it, dude. Put a spork in this end's ass. Oh, geez, I'm just so pissed off. And I was sick. So when I was sick, I was gastrically sick. Dude, you don't ever... Dude, I'd rather have a Corona. Maybe I had it. I don't know. But what I can tell you is I couldn't sleep. I think I'm more anxious about a dumb shit pulling the trigger on nuclear weapons than I am about COVID. Sorry. Just don't find any type. It just doesn't bother me. Being sick like that was brutal, dude. I could not fucking think. In fact, I was up on a trade coming into the euro, and I got out of the trade, and I could not fucking handle getting into another trade. Like, that's how bad it was. I would put limits in down deep, you know, like I typically, especially if I just made a bunch of money, I'll just go, let's get back in. So, especially on this euro, like if I just sold that crude oil, which I didn't, I'd pepper that fucker with 1Ks all the fucking way back up to $124. I'm just saying, that's how I trade, okay? So I don't need any fucking indicators. All I need is price. What the fuck is going on with this chart? Like, just give me a fucking bar chart, which this chart is, by the way. And just to add insult to injury, I'm going to torture people with this fucking chart. This is a range only. You really should start here, honestly, if you're a beginner. Here, let me just say this about that. Volatility is the most important fucking thing in the planet. ICT has no idea. He lives in a little world of taking little nips out of the market. Now, you can do that. That's what Albert Brooks does. Now, being consistent and showing up to work is a whole nother deal. I know people that are so half-as talented, but they get by. You know why? They show up. They pull the fucking trigger if need be. So buying into a plunge or selling into crude oil as it goes above 100 is not even in the cards for somebody that doesn't have a trade plan for that. I had trade plans I wrote just for when this market comes like this. Okay, this is the shit you break out when these fucking morons come to town. So imagine you were in Ukraine in your fantasy world, which I do. I got a fucking thing I've been building for 10 years while these fucknuts have been butt fucking, while Biden's son's been butt fucking the shit out of that stuff with his crack whore and his crack pipe. And I'm meanwhile digging down. I'm down 10 floors. I'm like fucking adrenaline strain deep, dude. And as soon as these fuckers are like, oh, we're just going to, I'd be like, okay, tell me how that's going. I got my generators running. I got my tunes, I got subwoofers playing. Yeah, tell me how that's working out for you, okay? It's like that. It's like I'm going to combine two things. I'm going to combine Adrenaline Strain with the animated video by Steely Dan, well, by Donald Fagen, where he's like, he's got a bomb shelter. He's got a fucking, like a porthole on the top of that, like a submarine. And he's ready to go. So that's where I'm at on that. But here is a bar chart just to torture anybody that doesn't like fractals and doesn't like bar charts. And the fractal is nothing more than the notion of 5 bars have gone by and we see a higher, let's say it's like a hand, and the middle finger is the long one. That's what the fractal is pointing out, is 5 fingers and the peak is in the middle. That's all it is. It's a quick visual guide, so you don't have to go looking for that. And I made it yellow, kind of like a yellow line on the road. Look out, look out, fire, look out. Now, what do you do with these things? Okay, here's the trick. I'm not going to talk about how we get in the market because we can get in 3 different ways. And you may be a breakout artist. You may be a guy that's like, dude, just let me know when the market calms down. I'll put a buy stop, a sell stop, and call me when we're done. I got good ratios. If we break out, we're breaking out. If we're not, we're not. I'm okay. I'm okay being right 60% of the time and consistently making money. Now, you may be that guy. But at some point, you're going to wonder what's outside the box. And maybe you would put limits in, but you don't have to. Like I don't know what this guy's trading style is. I'm assuming he's not putting in a grid. Someone mentioned, well, I don't get the grid thing. So the guy was asking me if I use moving averages. No, I could do that stuff. I only do that stuff to point out that the guy that's running a moving average is making money because he's not over trading the account. And this is probably the most obvious thing to say. That's why I got rid of my first wife. She'd say, well, that's obvious. Oh, like, aren't you smart? You got to fucking take the fundamentals. Like every time I play guitar, I'm like, okay, the fret's here. Like I can't be off. So of course the fundamentals matter every fucking time you cue the goddamn thing up, but it becomes second nature. With volatility is the issue because if I say I'm going to buy gold at $2,000 an ounce, now they push this gold shit. I'm pushing this gold shit for years, dude. It ain't keeping up with inflation. I'm sorry. Or the stuff that I want to inflate. Like, I want my real estate to go up, or do I want my gold to go up? I'm rooting for the team that I'm the most invested in. But in the end, we're only going to live so long. Like I noticed last week when I was sick, I was like, well, you know what? I kind of want to die, but not like this. I can get a better day. Can I feel better? And I was feeling really good just before I got sick, of course, naturally. And the market, unless you have, with this crude oil trade, unless you got this big ass ticket, you ain't going to be able to ride this train. You just can't, you can't afford to ride the train. So I have a $1 grid on the crude oil. And I'm going to go to that's the monthly chart. And I was pointing out the monthly because if you look up here in these fractal treetops, I just want to ask anybody, if they're trading this breakout, then we got a problem. We got a problem. You should only be trading the breakout that is right in front of you. Okay, by the way, breakout trading to me means if in 1 hour it takes out the high or it takes out the low, I'm going that way. I'm just going that way. Now, that may not be a good idea in Asia because you're going to get a lot of false breakouts in Asia, maybe. Well, you know what? Maybe you're going to be right. Maybe it's really going to move. But is it going to make a clean move and never look back? It will sometimes. 80% of the time, it will not be able to do that. 80% of the time it's ranging, it's going to trap people in fake breakouts. Otherwise, wouldn't you just turn on? But see, now if you're keen to the breakout, you know what time of day it is. Okay, we're waiting. Dow Jones is about to open. But if it's already kind of gotten kind of breakity breakout, then it ain't breaking out. You got to get in before, well, it's still. Well, what is that point? What's the delta at? Do I get in? I'm trying to answer everybody's question. Anybody has a question, because they have the same question. Okay, well, if it's like that, then what about this? Okay, if you're going to breakout trade it, well, are you going to pick a direction, or are you just going to fucking non-directionally break out? And if you back test, how many times did non-directional trade breaking break out as opposed to directional trading or bias trading? Then your bias is the flaw. Because non-directional would just be like, I have no bias. Do you need a bias to make money? No. How do you think option traders make money? I guess they are buying, but if you're buying straddle strategies, if you're going to bet on shit getting crazy, then you're buying options and you're selling. You're not selling options, you're buying them, because if you sell them, this is where you get clobbered. Everything looks all rosy. Oh yeah, the market's all drifty. I've been selling these guys options for how long you been doing that? Oh, about 8 months. Oh, aren't you a little worried? Like, yeah, maybe some dumb shit's gonna do something dumb. And so the tipping point in nature doesn't need to be much. This is the crude oil chart, by the way. It's mind-blowing. This is the most psychologically insane. This is the most volatile thing I can think of, honestly. Let me get rid of this shit. Get the most screen space out of this. I'm blown away by the oil charts. It's just mind-boggling. But if you're trading this breakout, well, I'll put my buy stop here, okay? Because I know if it takes this fractal out, it could keep going. And you'd be right. But would you make any money? How could you be right and not make money? Let me see. You got in here. In fact, you added to the position here. Every time I took out a fractal, you added because you're that guy. Yeah, you've been taking that Williams class. And this is the mistake that ICT's making when he says, oh, yeah, I'll buy in there. And I asked Williams about this, my fucking self. I walked up to him. I walked up to this bald-headed guy. And I said, dude, you realize that is the worst fucking place to get in. He goes, yes, I know. I know. He goes, but this is like a turtle trading shit. Yeah, because if I put a sell stop down here, a sell stop down here, and I trade this breakout, how'd that work out for me? It was okay for a while till the oil went down to like a $5. I didn't get out. Oof. You mean to tell me you didn't get out at $5 when you was up on that train? You rode that bitch all the way back through to the other side? Yeah, I did. I swear I did. Why'd you do that? Well, because I had a bias. Where'd you get your bias from? Fifth period moving average? What are you, fucking idiot? Dude, don't you know what? And by the way, I've been doing this fucking 25. I've been doing TA That's not tits and ass. I've been doing technical analysis 30 fucking years. I'm pissed off today. 40 years. I think I've been doing it since I saw an oscillator in when the 386 computer came out. I had a Sony Trinitron, and I had it was like fucking 720 res. It was like fucking high end. And I'm looking at this thing, and I'm like, oh, that's an oscillator? Let me get some of these technical analysis books. Then I proceeded to spend $10,000 on seminars, symposiums, books, videos, beta tape, right? Because I don't want to miss anything. I met Alexander Elder. I met Mark Williams. I'm sorry, right? Well, I'm not Mark Williams. Mark Douglas and Bill Williams. And I did meet the Bollinger Band guy when I was at this TAG meeting, Technical Analysis Group, over in Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. at the time, the roads were paved perfectly. It was 9.5% sales tax. It was 1992 or 91. So that is, I'm looking at my thing here, that's 30 years ago, people. ICTS is head up his ass. He's selling you fucking hope and fucking Bible worship night. I don't know what he's got there. He's got a white fan with fucking like, pentagrams in it. But people love that shit. They love that shit. So there's nothing secret what I'm doing here. I chose to take a path of least resistance. The market's doing that, according to Bill Williams. And if you got in this fractal here, I'm going to give you a bonus, because if you put a buy stop here, in anticipation of, which is something I didn't meet Albert Brooks, but he says, which makes sense. You have to anticipate things. That this is the lonely wick. Let's just call this the loneliest wick in this chart that goes back to, how about, I can't believe I'm saying this. This is like over 10 years old. I mean, this is like crazy right now. I'm sorry, this is, right now, we're going back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. And then we take out these new highs. Right here is 10 years ago. We took out the highs from 10 years ago, and we actually probed into this. I mean, who's buying up here? And who's selling up there to make any money worth anything? So there's all these trades. You could have you're selling up in this window. Can you afford that? Okay, but if you 1x, 2x, and I'm presupposing you've got enough money in the account, this person that's asking me must not want to go into a drawdown. Because some people that are just befuddled by this idea of a drawdown. I'm like, well, are you going to get in and just keep buying into that? Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. Like, let's see the scalps in there. If we go to the daily, go to the 4 hour, and let's see the scalps in there. When this thing's first hit, you think there wasn't a guy out there plucking these trades off on the 4 hours? So it looks pretty brutal if you look at the monthly wick, but what if you did sell 1x, 2x, 3x, 4x? This is dollar. These are dollar handles. So you are like, by the time you get to here, now you have to have enough money to sell to here, by the way. But once these limits get filled, and I'm not talking about any market orders, I mean, you're just literally going to let this fill. Are you ready for that? Can you see it coming? How did you know there was going to be a problem there at that price? Well, let's just start at the beginning. How did you know there was going to be a problem at this price? Remember this? So here's your first void. Wow. Could you have handled that? This would involve you selling 1, 2, 3 positions. Let's just say linear martingale, so it's going to go 1K, 2K, 3K, 4K, all the way to here. And when it comes back to the floor, you got to get out, right? You got to get out. And on the next, because this is a 4 hour chart, this is Sunday night. On Sunday night, it comes ripping back. You got to cash out of something because 80% of the market is going to be ranging. See, it's ranging. I know it looks like it's going up. And you're going to say, well, look at this move. Okay, but don't forget, even inside of that, once you take out this, you come all the way. You can't see it on the other time frames. That's the big problem with this. Once you fill that wick, this is at $99. It comes all the way back. $10 to here. It's brutal. This is like, even if you, like you say you buy here and you don't have enough margin, and this thing comes back, like you bought the breakout here because you're like that person. Oh, I just buy breakouts. I don't think you can live off that, but go ahead and be my guest. If you say, well, here's, I got it. I'm not stupid. Would it look stupid to you? I'd go through this with this guy today. I said, do I look like you think I'm a moron? He goes, no, I don't think you're a moron. You're ignorant. You're not helping. Listen, fuckhead. I gotta delete these objects here. That's not working, is it? Oh, I got the keyboard. Look at that. So, look at all this. This is all the fractals being triggered on a 4-hour, and I'll just call it a weekly chart because every vertical line is a week. Look how it fell out of bed here. Do you think anybody's indicators are triggered? This is just the idea that the indicators are going to be able to. Well, I do have one indicator that's going to show you this. It just keeps on drawing a line to the left, looking back. But these kind of, this is pretty mind-blowing. This 1 week, the market dips down and falls in a hole, like catastrophically. And look at that. Look at that void. And where is that in the context of everything? I got these boxes in a bad place here. I screwed that up. Let me make this so you can make this a background instead of making it a fucking, instead of making a color, we can just make it there. Okay, that's a little harsh. It's harsh my melon before. So this dippity-do, this, when you fall in this hole, and you could pick anywhere you want here, but you're going to have to add money to the account. Okay, this is the whole problem with volatility, why it's getting in your way. Volatility does get in your way. If you can afford to buy this dippity-do, by all means, but maybe you can't. So you're going to be like, dude, I'm kind of cheap. Like, what do I look like, a fucking... So you're going to pick a deeper back. The deeper back you go. And if you're really stingy, you're not going to risk anything and you're not going to lose anything because you're going to start buying everything below here, which had never made it down there. Now maybe you were saying, I just don't want to overpay, and I would say you're right. And if you made that choice here, then here's the problem: is that here's the new problem. If you buy here, and you say, "Oh, dude, that's perfect for me," a couple bucks below the loneliest wick since July of 2 years ago. I'm sorry, July of last year. It's not that far back. It only feels like that to me. Look at that 4-hour chart. It's mind-blowing. So just range and the Williams fractal is just giving us this nice, I like Bollinger Band effect. I just mean envelope. Bollinger Bands are actually volatility based. They scrunch together when the market quiets down. But in this situation, if you're building a moving average on this, your trades are going to be pretty obvious, aren't they? And of course, your moving average is going to get destroyed as soon as the market goes nuts, where all the money's at, in a sense, for the people that can trade that kind of treacherous terrain. But if you have a moving average on here, you're like, this is pretty good. I like this system you got here. Yeah. My bias is I only buy. Great. Then you're going to have to buy here, the first retest of Williams fractal. Here, you're going to have to take some heat. You just buy. Just buy the price of the last fractal. Anywhere in there. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good price, right? Now here you're not. Here you're going to be. You only get this fill, and here one you're going to get two good fills. You're going to buy everything this price and below, whatever the first low wick that you see, the first low fractal. It's a very crude trading system, by the way, but it makes sense, right? Yeah, I would give yourself a 20 EMA, put it on a 4-hour chart, and every time it comes down here, buy. The only time that's going to fuck you up is that when the market gets to here and it's kind of flat, and you're like, well, is that a longer short? And your system says, well, just stand on the sidelines. Which when I hear that, I'm like, we got to get a new system. I ain't sitting on those sidelines, dude. I'm in every day on some level. Now, this one I'm not. I don't trade crude. Besides, even if I did trade crude, it would mean you'd have to have a trade plan that could afford you to sell. If the rule is you're going to sell around the last fractal that you've seen, if you sell here, okay, maybe you got blown out, and you sell here and it worked. And when it worked here, it made this much money. But I guarantee you, you didn't write a trade plan for this market. I'm sorry. There's nobody out there that makes a living waiting for this setup going, yeah, you know, when the market goes up about $20 a barrel, in 1 week I'm selling. Really? Oh, I don't know. There'll be some event. And I'll be there. You watch. You mark my words. Like, well, how's it working out so far? Well, it went up here and I sold, and well, it wasn't $20 targets. If I would have caught that one, I would have done it. Yeah, right there. I would have. That's right. But this, dude, this is psychosis. What are you going to do when crude oil comes below here? What if it carves out down here? What if you're like, you know what? Elon Musk is going to drill in his backyard. That's right, people. He's going to drill in his own fucking backyard. He just gave Pelosi a fucking reach around, and she's going to do it. Yeah, ice cream in her fridge. These motherfuckers make me sick. But that's what's going to happen. Not Elon Musk so much. No, you know what I'm talking about. Look how top became a bottom. Oh, no, it's a good trade, dude. I told you. I've been trying to tell you, man. Nobody's set up to trade this shit. Now, if you knew this was coming, which we all kept saying, didn't we all look at the fucking chart? Dude, I've been looking at the chart for 2 years going, are you nuts? You're really buying into the stock market? Come on, man. Back away from the fucking histogram. Step away from those moving averages, son. Remember the death cross that was supposed to come? Do you remember these people? I do, because I've been watching the YouTube for fucking 15 years now. And these pretty hardcore for 10, I'd say. And these fucking people, the Malones with his gold coins, and yeah, it's a death cross. When the 200 crosses the 100 moving average crosses the 50. I'm like, what the fuck? You read that in some book, you piece of shit? Oh, I'm selling gold coins now. Shut up now. You'd run along. Okay, buddy. Dude, I'm living not to be sick like I was. That's almost free. You don't need a fucking yacht, you dumb shit. Okay, you got a yacht. You feel better? No, I'm really depressed now. I looked at the brochure for so long, and I finally got it, and it's not so great. In fact, I'm not sure about the color. They say if I change the color of the yacht, it's going to cost me an arm and a leg, and I don't have an arm and a leg unless I clone one in my Ukrainian biolab that I got in the basement. That's the 8th floor of the Andromeda Terrain lab. Yeah, it's down there. Hey guys, give me a beer. I'll be down. So, they're always looking out for me here. The crew. Yeah. The oil trading crew. Institutional tradings. Did you notice how the dollar went up? Now, this is what, please somebody explain this to me. Oh, the dollar's going down. No, it's not. Euro's going down. And it looks like Bitcoin's all confused about it. Who cares? Man, I wish I had some puts on oil, though. I mean, I'm sure the problem here is the options are so expensive. You would have had to buy the calls. See, here's if you were trading crude, you'd be like, that's another thing. When the market's quiet, buying calls here in February that expire in March. Man, actually, you kind of want to get him close to expiration as you can because he's probably cost a lot. About right here. I'd say right here, just before it went nuts. This is the time to buy the option. Oh, man. Look at the explosion in premium right there. Now, you have to anticipate that move. You are building a position before the explosion. Do you want to be a goober? Put a buy stop here. You want to be a professional, we just call them professional oddballs, but you want to be a guy that's like, you know what? It's coming. And I get very anxious when I see this stuff coming too, because I tell you, it's like, oof, this is going to be brutal. Like, these are huge moves. And if you did buy here and it's above here, guess what? I'm probably out. Now, I would sell, and I've been selling some guy said I couldn't sell, but he doesn't understand that when I get in here and it goes up, I'm selling to get out to make money. I'm selling to make money. Now, you may be selling here to make money in the future for the next few days or hours, but trust me, I'm selling. I sell. I just don't start off necessarily in a sell, but I did this this morning. I did a little selling. Actually, last night I sold a little bit, but I didn't hold it long enough, I don't think. So I started buying when it came back down here. It wasn't oil, but it's the same trade. And the thing is, I'm trading the euro, which is on fire. The euro's moving 50 pips. It normally moves 15 pips, and the same time it's moving 50 now. So if I'm up 50 pips, I'm probably getting out, and I'm just going to get back in, and I'll probably be 80 pips underwater when it comes flying back, but I'm scaling in a very layered way to offset the volatility. I'm covering my tickets over what I think is the optimal canvassing area based on the volatility of the market. And what I think is going to happen now, the market is vibrating, and once the drama settles down here, which it is, because when crude oil went above, it's going to $150 a barrel. Dude, come on. Seriously? Can I sell you? Can I write you a call for that? Can I collect the premium that for the rest of my life till the end of the year when it comes back to $89? When crude comes back to $95. And by the way, if you're in gold, I get the hell out of your gold trade at $2,000 an ounce. $2,000 an ounce. So a third world war with nuclear weapons and the end of a bullshit Rona. And people still got to wear the mask for another 5 minutes because, in 5 minutes things are going to change. Are you fucking nuts? Dude, we live with these people. If you've been to the store, motherfuckers be wearing a mask. No, I buy donuts, okay? I buy donuts sometimes. And I walked up there. Now, listen, I'm getting like a low sugar donut, so I don't think I'm kind of buying the better donut. Not buying a big gooey mess. This isn't a punch key. I'm getting a fucking either a sour cream donut, plain, it's just nothing, plain Jane donut, or maybe a touch of powdered sugar. Very sparingly, I got my unsugared coffee, high-end coffee with high-end cream. But this guy at the store, he got a mask on. Getting a donut. Dude, we're both eating the worst shit you could eat, and you're wearing a mask? Can I get a Diet Coke and a Big Mac? Same guy. Dude, stop. Stop the masks. You're like a guy with a moving average on his chart. That's how I look at it. There, I said it. Yeah, well, a 20 EMA and a kind of a blue mask that doesn't fit good with a little string that's kind of... I got a rut in my neck. I got to see the plastic surgeon because everybody says I got this weird tan line. Yeah, What's that doing for your... They say the eye doctors are getting all these people coming in with their eyes fucked up from bacteria from breathing into their eyes. No, you don't say. Really? Is that happening? Oh, the little people. They just don't know when to take those masks off. But I'm getting sidetracked. Anyways, I don't think I have to help anybody with trading because I don't think people are set up for it, dude. I don't think anybody's set up for this. Let's break it down. This is the candlestick chart. Now, this is a lot of data here because we have the open and the close. And here we can see who's in control. All I did was zoom in. So I kind of have this dual purpose chart. Here I can go to just pure range trading. In a range trader's world, it looks like this. You don't know what's coming next. You're hunkered down. But I actually do think there's a robot that you could write that will engage when the market gets below a certain amount of pips per day. I'm sorry, per month. This is a monthly robot. I think you could do it yourself. And let's do a trailing stop entry. Let's put a bias, not a bias, but let's put an entry, a counter entry. When the market gets quiet, we will put a sell stop on the higher low. The last higher low. There's nothing, let's just run through it. What does this look like? I'm triggered when I see a low bar. Here's a small bar, monthly bar. We will not take these bars, they're too big. That's our first filter. Bar too big. Bar be too big, we don't want that trade. It's the crudest trading system in the world. Range trading. I said that. Did I start out there somehow? We put in a sell stop. Every time we get a small bar, we're going to trail a sell stop. So cancel replace, forgot to tell you that. And when we cancel replace, we're going to double the ticket. Instead of grid trading and adding and martingaling, we're going to martingale in a different style. Cancel replace. Now we got 3 case sell. Oh, we got triggered shit. So we could peel off one trade. Where are we going to get out? Where's the target going to be? The logical target, let me zoom in. Just got to reveal a little bit of the candlestick. It's kind of cheating here. Because your eye is you're immediately gonna say, "Oh, that's a bullish candle, it's a bearish candle." That's gonna fuck up your ability to be objective. I don't know what happened here. They closed the market there. So we see a small bar. Oh, that's a holiday or something. Oh, it's a monthly chart. I don't know what the fuck happened there. Don't forget it's a monthly chart. We got all time in the world to put these trades on. Okay, sell stop, cancel replace. Cancel replace, cancel replace. Sell stop. Now here's a problem. Okay, the bar's too big. Oh, I have to cancel all the tickets. I can't place any trades. Okay, sell stop, sell stop. Ooh, they got me. They filled me. Scratch trade, bad trade. Okay, small bar. We'll sell 1K. Now we'll put a 2K in. Market opened up. I'm assuming that, and this is a bad assumption to make because this is a monthly chart. This thing could have been all the way up to here again and stopped us out. But let's imagine we're just going to go with it. As soon as the market closes in our favor, we'll put the stop up here. We'll put the stop up there anyways. We'll put it up pretty high. They fill us. Oh my God, look, we're making money. We're making money. Where do we get out? Where do we get out? Well, we know where the buyers are coming in. They're going to come in below here. All these places where all of these lower lows are. They never make it down here, but they make it all the way down to the floor, all the way to the starting gate of this whole run. The sellers are able to just collapse this in 3 months. Boom. I mean, you are done, man. You are done. In 1 year, because there's 12 months in a year, there's 12 bars, it's unbelievable. These are unbelievable trades. I just want to go through this. I can't believe it. Nobody trades like I'm talking, but let's just imagine because it's very smooth data. It's very much like this could be a 4-hour chart and this could be a week from here to here. Easily. So I'm not even going to talk about the fact that we've taken this high out. This is the reason why this is a big trap up here, but let that go. Just talking about entering on a stop entry. Probably the crudest, dumbest fucking goober thing you could do in your life, other than buy like a German car. So sell stop, sell stop, sell stop. And they finally filled that void. Look at it go. Whoosh. Of course, I'm not gonna put any sell stops on these big candles because I can't afford it. But here I finally afford it, and I waited. Okay, here's the bad part. I waited a year for this trade to get on. I'm probably dead by now with all the fucking physical problems I've had. So look at him, I'm dying, but honey, look, we're making money. It's fucking crazy. That system he has works, a breakout system. I'm fucking amazing. And look, we're sell. Oh God. Now, if you didn't take profits, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you're going to add to the position. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We add. See, it was so good. You know what? I want to stick with that. Let your profits run. That's what I heard. Let's see if it worked out. I back tested it on the monthly. This is why it's so stupid to even talk like this. That you back tested it. Okay. Well, yeah. Let me show you. Let me show you how much money it makes. See, sell stop, get filled. I'm short. That's not enough for me. Brother. We're going to take this low out. I just know he is. I know is it. So what I want to do? Next time it go up, can't sell stop. I'm short more. Fucking A. This is amazing. Then I shorted this little candle. It's amazing. I put my stop over, never got stopped out, and I sold even more. You did? Fuck yeah. You mean you sold here and you waited in this trade a fucking year and you kept selling? Yeah. Why? Because Corona, dumb shit. Oh, okay. So you mean you do? Well, yeah. Didn't you see that Fauci tape where he'd be like, there's going to be a big virus. That's right. I'm working on it in the lab right now. Is it, where is it? The bats. The bat lab. Come on, you seen Batman. You fucking stupid. Now you play stupid? All right, so here's the thing. You sold here. And let me guess. When it went down here, you still didn't get out? Fuck no. I look like an idiot. I'm adding to a winner. When it comes back up here, I put sell stops in, and this is the most perfect entry I think I've ever had. I got a bottom becoming a top right at the floor. This bitch is going to fucking negative numbers. Is it? Dude, I got a book over here. Can you read? Do you know what a moving average is? Man, my friends are so dumb. Can't they see that this may be the monthly chart, but you know, on the weeklies, my 20 EMA says sell. I gotta teach my friends everything. My 20 EMA in the weekly look like this. It does? Look at this magic moving average. There's a book called The Magic of Moving Averages. I kid you not. They don't explain to you that, son, selling here may not be the best idea. Why is that? Well, did you ever think the market could go lower than $5 a barrel because some dumb shit said, some fucking idiot in Britain wrote a model that said, everybody's gonna die? How do you know that, Joe? Well, I got this, dare I say, an algorithm model. I've projected. You mean like the guys projected $300 a barrel for oil and we're all going to kill each other? It'll be civil war? That guy? Yeah. Dude, if you think there's going to be a civil war, if you think they're going to stop Bitcoin, if you think they're going to stop the black market, if you think they're going to stop anything, if you think crude oil is going to $200 a barrel, you're wearing a mask. Okay? You must have an adaptive moving average and you're wearing a mask. You are super goober. Okay? This shit doesn't happen, man. Does anything looks like, look at this chart. Is oil the new fucking barometer of insanity? $5 a barrel in 2 years to the day. $130 a barrel. Dude, come on. That shit can't last, dude. It can't last. I'm not saying you could trade that, because most people would not buy down here, and most people, I'm telling you, not to sell down here. Because what do you think the headlines are here? I'd love to get the headlines here. What are the headlines there? And what are the headlines here? I'll tell you what. This is World War III. This is the end of the world. Mind blowing. My mind is blown by oil. Everybody needs it. Oh, I don't know. Really? Can we get nuclear power? You got nuclear weapons? Well, those are okay, see? We light those up. Nuclear reactors are kind of boring, you know, unless you hit them with something, unless you hit the administration building and take out all the foot job videos, you know. Once you get rid of those, come and look around the lab here. Got some specimens here. We got some, last people that try to escape. Look at them now. Okay. How'd that work out for you? Not too good. Okay. Okay, so that was my breakout trading course. And what else? So the grid trading's befuddling. Yes. I wonder when people say, there was some guy commenting, but he wouldn't post a video. He said that I didn't have any patience. I never claimed I had any patience. In fact, I've told people I have no patience. And I have no time to babysit these charts. So what I do is I just throw tickets out there. And that's if I'm going to go to sleep. I throw tickets out there even if I'm not going to go to sleep. But I throw them out and I watch. I feel like I'm baiting out. So I feel like a hunter that's trapping with the traps. If you imagine that instead of using a gun, I'm not a sniper. I'm not sitting there babysitting a tick chart, pulling the trigger. I ain't loaded it up with 5 standard launch, pulling the trigger. I ain't doing it. Sorry. I'm just going to do it in almost an illegal method. Like, I don't think you're allowed to trap deer, but maybe you are. I don't know. I don't think you could hit them with a shotgun, which I'm also doing. Kind of shotgun on the market there. And you're not allowed to do it. It's not fair. It's not fair for the deer. You have a bear trap, right? But you can't have a deer trap? I don't know how that works, but maybe you can't have a wife trap, right? Oh, honey, got your leg again. Looks like you'd be making dinner. So, you know, baby gotta stay home. She's not barefoot and pregnant. Ain't gonna do it, babe. We gotta hobble you. That's right. Well, I like to make it a game. See, put a trap here, put a trap there. Next thing, ding, oh, there goes your leg. Okay, well, it's okay. We'll grow an artificial leg here. I got a beaker. I got a biolab of my own in the backyard. Fuck, everybody should have a home biolab. What happened to that chia pet? What happened to that fucking garden salad you grow on your fucking windowsill while you're doing your dishes? Don't get any soap in that, honey. That's going to be our salad. Remember that? You could grow, I don't know if you can still grow a salad in your kitchen. It's fresh as, don't get no fresher than that. I put a little arsenic in there for you. Because I heard you're going to run for president. Oh my God. Did you hear the vice president speak? Anybody? Wow. There's a country. It's kind of small. And there's a big one. And they touched each other. Okay, babe. Mr. Rogers meets fucking retard head. How do these people get in office? Who would really want to be president, honestly? Would you be up for that? I wouldn't. I don't even want to fucking sell tickets to my show, so I'm really no, I'd rather just be behind the mixing board and mixing all the music. I don't want anything to do with any of these this high drama lifestyle is too much. Enough drama today with this fucking idiot telling me. You gonna tell me? Oh, it's so much fun to argue with somebody. It's a workout. So after being sick, when you get healthy, what do the first thing you do? Use your health to fucking abuse people, really. Like, you fucking idiot. I called the guy a cunt, and he laughed. I'm like, I know it's kind of weak, but I'm working on something. Like, okay, you fucking cunt. You son of a bitch. We used to say, you son of a bitch. That was not good enough. You limey. But no, the trading thing. It's not even like... And everybody wants to... I want to see all these videos. People so almost feel like making a rule, like, if you make a comment, dude, just make a video. Just... Like, I make videos on top of other people's videos going, what the fuck is this guy talking about? But nobody does that to me that I don't know of. I mean, I don't know. I didn't ban them if they do. Now what's he talking about? Some guy said I never completed a sentence, and I'm like, okay. Don't make me do sentence stems all night. I was watching H.J. Goodman, and this is a guy who repeats himself all the time. Because he's a writer, and writers end up doing a sentence stem, and they start it off, and then they start it off, and then they start it off, and they're trying to build on it. They're trying to build on it. It's 3 minutes to 9 o'clock. And they're trying to build on top of something there. And we're all trying to build on top of what we know. And so the problem with the trading thing is that when you get something that works, so to speak, as people say, stick with something, and when it works, okay, we'll stick with, don't keep changing, okay? Your system, you're waiting for a small bar. Yeah, okay. Like a doji? Yeah, like opens where it closes. Market's kind of not moving. And you're going to pick a direction. And let's use a scenario that you're going to pick a direction. Oh, I think I know where it's going to go. Good, let's get in here where it's cheap. We can run a tight stop. We can put a bigger position on. We can run a tight stop. Yeah, that's a good idea. And then we have to worry about this trade. Or maybe not. I worry about every trade in some degree. But less to each individual ticket, because I have so many tickets running, so I don't really care so much about each one. But the overall picture, I'm like, well, this... Could we pick the exact instance that we were supposed to sell crude oil at $130 a barrel? I suppose you go to the 5-minute chart and go, oh boy, this is a nice divergence. I have a divergence here, actually. The 2-period RSI on the weekly looks beautiful. The only problem is the divergence takes place in a $20 range, where the other divergence that I was able to trade very successfully with a $3 stop in crude oil, I'm making this up, that in that pattern there, I was able to use a $5 stop and make $20 on that trade. And I really have to do that more often because, you know, if I could back test that scenario, okay, now you're being ridiculous, because now you're saying you expect the market not only to patternize the way you want it to set up, but it's also going to be in the appropriate risk value to what you consider to be a good ratio. And anything that moves past $5, I'm out, because I can't afford it. I'm in futures. I can't afford it. This is the reason why futures is a problem for people, because of the margin. You go into Forex, you can trade a nano account. You could have $300 tickets in there. You're not going to feel that move. You can ride a giant swing. But if you're in the crude oil market and you're selling futures, do you know the margin requirement is on crude oil here? I bet you that if you go to the exchange, I'm sure they raise the margin requirements at least 5x. So they've already, unless you go to a Forex platform to trade this crude oil, where the margin requirement is linear at 500 or 50, whatever, you're not going to notice that. So Also, what you're seeing there are margin calls. You're just seeing blistering stuff, and people that are like, you know what? We have some oil here, by the way. Don't forget, there's people that actually own oil, and they just sold it to you. And they're like, holy shit, we got all that trade. We're sitting on that fucking, dude, we have barrels of oil. Yeah, there's some guy, just like the guy that bought, when Trump bought down there in April of 2020, and he come in and bought, loaded the reserves on that. Wowie zowie, right? It's 9 o'clock, by the way, and my Euro's going up. Thank Jesus. Thank Jesus for that one. But they're going to raise interest rates here. Is that why the Euro went down? No, because they're not going to raise them. They're going to raise them a quarter point in 1 year. They're not going to raise. They can't raise them. They blew themselves up. They're scared shitless. There's no adults running the show. The markets take over. Here's the beauty. Here's why it doesn't matter what motherfucking idiot is running the show. Obviously, it runs itself. There is no fucking fear, man. I got my mask on, and I'm using a 20 EMA. I think I'm going to be... No, you're not. What's wrong with you? Let go. You're going to die anyways, you dumbass. It's so stupid. Relax. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. If you're healthy, if you can tell somebody to go to hell, you're healthy. It's when you're not feeling good, you have no fucking, you can't even be pissed. Be frustrated, but you can't be pissed. You can't even. I mean, it's brutal. I was crippled. I thought I was in a car crash. Slow motion car crash. Anyways, never had a fever, none of that stuff. No, my body's fucked up. I abused it. So I'm old, 64 years old, so, it's like probably die in a couple weeks here. But, no great loss there. So that's all I'm going to take down my technical analysis videos. They live on forever. I guess that's what you do. I have a friend who committed suicide. A couple, actually. Yeah, they love me. I love them. But not because of me. But they did. And they still have their Facebook page, which is pretty mind-blowing. And, unless Facebook goes under, now that would be a crime. Do they have some type of memorialization servers that people can park themselves on? Yes, the meta. I'm sure that they've got it where they're working on getting my buddy reanimated on the Facebook. So he's a pretty chummy guy. So I mean, they'll reanimate the chummy side of him, where me. I think if YouTube had their way, what we're going to do? We're going to take the greatest hits of him spazzing out. And I've spazzed out on people. I came unwrapped on a few people. And I've had rants that are just insane where I'm so upset. But it's fucking justified. Like that Noft, NOFT Noft. This is a fucking level 2, level 5 trading. Order flow. Order flow. My order flow is watching my tickets right now where I'm in the giant Euro position again for just unbelievably trying to make 70 pips, which is a lot. That is a lot in this market. I'm sorry. The Euro was 100 pips, 120 pips in one day, up and down. It's noticeable. It really is. Well, these aren't normal trading conditions, by the way. We'll go back to boring shit in a little bit here. But yeah, so it's over. Right? So the volatility's dead. Drifty and that stuff. Consolidation. There will be another thunk. I suppose what will happen is it'll consolidate and there'll be another move up or down. I think a lot of people are fascinated by the markets, so a lot of people come by and they look at stuff, I have a friend that asked me about, he said, someone went to the studio to jam, And my studio owner says, yeah, gold's up. I'm like, yeah, I know. I wanted to say to him, you should get out here. But see, I know he's not going to like that. He don't want to hear that. Dude, I'd be cashing out at 2,000. I'd be like, oh, I was in that fucker since 1,200. I was in it since 1,700. I'm out of that trade. Let's go get fucking hammered. Let's go spend some money. God damn it. You can't spend this money that people are saving, dude. I don't know what to tell you. But I know it makes them feel good. Look, I'm hedging inflation. Oh, God, please. I get some pussy. That's probably going up in price. Human traffic is lower the price of that, too. But, you know, what is it people are after in the end, right? So they always ask you, well, after you make that money trading, and then what are you going to buy a nicer car? Yeah, I guess so. I'd like to buy some gold coins, though, because you know what, I have them in my hands, and those people like this shit. It's a fetish, you know. I get it. I have situations I'm like, I gotta have another guitar. Why? Well, that one's got a little different, you know, it's slightly different configuration. Okay, then that's justified. And why would you buy two of the same? Well, in case one breaks. We're very wealthy people. We're very wealthy people that can afford to live. Dude, people have lived through this corona, which is mind-blowing. Oh, we're just going to homeschool. I'm just going to masturbate on a Zoom call. You don't mind, do you? Oh, no, go ahead. Don't. You can come back on the show later. And after 2 weeks off, you can come back. It was kind of rough what you did there. Not a lot of people saw that coming, so to speak. And so, you know, I guess you can... And look at this. I mean, fucking A. You got an app for this. You got an app for that. They got so many apps, man. But that's kind of crashing a little bit. We kind of knew the NASDAQ would crash. We kind of knew stuff would crash that was being propped up by the corona, in a sense. But it was also being propped up by the fact that the Fed opened the fucking discount window and said, whatever you want, it's all yours. But people have to pay that back, and it's been going on for years. Think about 2008 crash. Think about all this stuff. And that, here, 2008, let's go see it on the chart right here. I know everybody's going to ask about that, but 2008 is on the left side of the chart there. See how that looks? I gotta get rid of this clock. Look at that thing, man. That's $151 a barrel. That is mind-blowing. It's just, it's inconceivable that we're ever going to make it up here. Can we make it there? No way. Are you nuts? I got to fix the scale. It's not even... This is just like Bitcoin. It has the same problems in MetaTrader. It can't handle it. See, it can't handle it. I gotta fix the scale when it's zoomed out. Please hold. Now you fix the scale when you're in this mode here. Oh shit, that's not gonna work. It don't like zero. That $5 price is really fucking it up. So if all you see, now here's current price. This is how I'm trading the market typically. I fix the scale. I'm going to focus on this window here. So I'm not even thinking we're going to make it to $148 a barrel. Ever, as long as I live. Please, God, you got to be kidding me. This is all just the biggest joke. Current price is it's $102 a barrel. Let me mark the current price. It's going to change, but let's just say that for right now, this is the current price in oil. This was a high from 2010. That's the 2008 high. I mean, are you serious? Okay. Sorry, no. We're coming back to here, man. We're coming back to $85 a barrel. At some point. But even if we sit here between 100 and 82, You could be there for years. For years. Oh, look, they're going to start. The November elections are coming. I'm sorry, but what's going to happen is somebody's going to come up with a bill that says Elon Musk is allowed to drill in his own backyard, people. That's right. People have small nuclear reactors. The federal government is so involved in everybody's life. It's almost like central planning. What the hell? What is going on, people? You basically just sucking off the big tit of the feds. Mommy's feeding you still. Oh man, you gotta cut the ties. You gotta cut the umbilical cord and you gotta live your own life. So look at this. Is like $10 handles here. I got these are $20 handles in oil. $20, man, between these three yellow lines. So that puts us $40 above. This is $50 above current price. You really think oil? Man, the headlines are hilarious. Oil's going to go to $50 up another $50 a barrel from here? How? How? You're fucking killing people in hospitals over in some fucking place where hot chicks live, and so they tell me. Well, the ones I see online. And, really? Well, yeah, man. Nickel's worth a nickel. Oh, God, please. Go down to the pawn shop. Tell me how that works out. Let me tell you, if you go to the pawn shop, right, you know how much they give you for gold? How about $1,700, dude? It's not pure gold, unless it's pure gold. Sure, you take it something like $1,800. The spread is $200 an ounce on gold. It has to be. Fucking, you turn around, dude, especially at this amount of volatility, the spread widens. Come on, don't be stupid. Nobody gets out of here alive. So, it's 9:15. The euro looks like, really, you bought crude oil at 125? You must own it. You must own a refinery. Yeah, because it's going to go really, really high. Good luck. Did you sell the Dow Jones? Did you sell the Dow Jones up here? Well, yeah, man, it's bear market. Look, it turned blue. Okay. Look at the corona on this. Right here. Almost bookends, really. Down here. Scamdemic to failure swing. Oil's up there. Who's going to buy that oil if there's a recession? If there's stagflation, what's going to happen is stagflation. Okay. All right. Let's not look at the scalp off of that. Wow. Man. Nice scalps on that wick. I don't know, man. It's all the talking heads, so to speak. All this stuff people want. Here, look at Nasdaq's doomed. How's that? Well, this is a buy isn't this the buy window? Yeah. Well, but man, they say it's just gonna. I know. I would trade a bounce to here though, but I'm always trading like here. What did they say here? Well, that's Corona. That's the end of the world. Wow, it kind of looks like a good buy. Although it does look like it's going to keep tanking, doesn't it? Well, what are the headlines here? Oh, shit, I don't know. What are the headlines here? What are the headlines here? Oh, it's the end of the world. Look, off to a rough start. But the rich keep getting richer, though. I don't think we're going here. I do think that's impossible. I do think that maybe you could take that up, but it's going to be a market that's typically like this. Here's the other big problem is no volatility, no volatility. Uh-oh, volatility. Oh, volatility. Wow, like for 2 years this place is coming, the wheels are coming. The wheels have been coming off. For that, I consider that like a violent sector rotation. Because people are jumping in and out of various things here. Bitcoin. So Bitcoin on the monthly, that's still a buy. It's ranging. I don't think it's going to $1 million. I don't think it'll ever take out this. I don't think it'll ever take out 30,000 as long as I live. I don't think it'll ever, it may not be the, for 10 years, I don't see it taking out this blue line, and I don't see it taking out the high, the all-time high. I see it treading water and becoming just another exchange where it just sits there and dicks like this. Tick, 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 tick. Just like dicking around like gold. I thought I still got gold up here. I tore some of these down because I'm trying to get a bigger tick chart one day, so I may have to put it back up. But you know what gold looks like. Here. Oh, I did a classic chart. Wait, let me put up my other special secret template. Kind of got to delete a lot of these indicators because there's too much. So we're going to take off all the indicators. Okay, so gold hits a double tap from last year, almost the all-time high, above $2,000. And this is why I couldn't tell my friend, well, you might want to think of getting all that gold. This should be at, this should be at like $4,000 an ounce. The way they print money in this fucking place, we should be up here. And why would I get out of this trade is because of this. If I had to endure all this bullshit, finally get a run, I would have been out last year. In fact, I'd be totally out. You could have shorted it here, made a couple bucks coming back. But for the most part, it's ranging. So what if we get the same, well, this pattern looks like this pattern, and then what's going to happen? Oh, jeez. All the way back down to here. Well, at least I'm in some. It's not going to zero. Okay. How much did you buy up there again? I added. Did you add to a winner? Yeah. See, I don't do that. I add to a loser. I don't want to do it. I mean, it goes against. It's a feeling that you get used to going against. All I can say is it's perverse, and you just gotta get used to being perverted, because it's the only way to make money is to sell into that gold rally. You'd be up a whole $10 right now or something. $50 on that or something. I don't know. What else? Oh, fuck, here we got. Oh God, look at this poor British pound, man. What these people do to deserve this? Oh man, British pound. Oof, $1.30. Oof. Man, I feel like buying a fucking single-ended amplifier hi-fi out of Britain right now. I don't know if I get a discount. Still 30 cents too much for me. And what else? Oh, the Canadian dollar. People love that one. Some people don't. That's not going anywhere. Look at how the dollar yen just really doesn't have anything to say about this. Look at nothing. Look how the dollar yen is oblivious. It's just kind of like, it's in an uptrend, just kind of cruising along. No drama. Yeah, it's nice. Wait until Kim Jong-il lobs a bomb into Japan, and then it's like, whoa. Oof, that didn't end well. What else is there that's really, that oil market's just unbelievable. I think I have the dollar index here, at least I used to. Yeah. I got another computer. Here it is. The dollar index. The dollar's going to hell. Seems to be doing pretty good to me. I don't know. What do you think? It's 98 cents. It's almost $1. You talk about boring. Look at the dollar index. I mean, oil's up and the dollar's up? What the hell is going on here? That's the Corona. I marked off Corona. It was all confused here. Boy, they got whipsawed here. That was bad news. They manipulated the market on me is what they did. Gosh, structurally, the dollar's never been stronger. Look, it's above here. Tops become bottoms. It is near the top of the range to sell. In some regard, you know. How many pips are you trying to make? I forgot to ask the critical question. That probably everything I'm saying is not helping, but because I'm speaking in abstract concepts. But you do have to get down to the devil in the details. It's like, okay, well, how many? The classic question is, how long do you want to be in the market? How much do you want to risk per trade? How many trades do you want to do per day, per week? Is this something that you don't care about? You do care about? You I mean, these are all things, you know. Do you have time to do it? Do you want to do it? It's a bottomless pit. So I can take it or leave it, but I'll take it. So it's there. It's always there except for the weekend. You can back test and all that nonsense, but even after you back test all that shit, my question is, do you have the balls to use the stuff you back test? Oh, yeah, back tested it. It's ready to go. I'm ready to go. I'm going to go live. Okay, but wow, that's rugged. Are you just going to leave the demo behind? Well, yeah, I'm ready to go. I wouldn't do that. Who's going to get rid of their backup car? Who's like, so I play guitar. I want to play my guitar. I don't even have to plug it in, really. I prefer to plug it in because then I can manipulate all the sound coming out of the pickups. But you know what? I'm good just playing it because it's still going to be I'm still going to play the same song, the same melody, whether it's plugged in or not. So whether you're doing a big trade or a small trade, that trade goes live. So people talk about, is that a live account? So are you playing on stage right now? Or are you rehearsing at home? Now, if you're rehearsing at home, then you're back testing, right? And you're getting everything queued up. So when you go live on stage, you look like a genius, right? This is the idea. But you still might choke because you're like, oh my God, people are watching. It's crazy. You can't take the pressure. Well, I guess you gotta play guitar with some type of replication of that feeling, so you can just get callous to it. And then you guys gotta have traded enough times where you just kind of don't care anymore. It's not so. The outcome isn't so important because one day you might lose and one day you might win. And it is a hard thing because in the end you're at the mercy of the market because you're on a big ship. You're in this big floating apparatus. But you choose whether you're going to be on it or not. So you might go flat. At the end of the day, reset. You're like, oh, that was a good day. Or are you riding a 3-day? Would you perceive to be a 3-day move and you may be correct and you don't know? You also have to be willing to keep going. You're never going to get to a point where everything you do is perfect. So you can read the market really good and, oh my God, I'm really good at this. But as soon as volatility amps up to a level that you can't even believe they bid crude oil up $25 past reality. And you're like, wow, man. These people are nuts. Really? They're wearing masks at the grocery store, dude. They're touching food. They're doing all this. People are spraying their food when they came home. I mean, you really give people. It's not fair to people to broadcast on the news dumb shit because people suck it up. There's going to be no more computer chips. Are you kidding me? Nobody's going to make them? Not even the Chinamen. No, they don't like them. Really? So they're not going to make them. They're going to hoard them all. How's that going to work? I mean, they're leaving out a key element that the marketplace exists. Like I said at the beginning, the market's here. People, they're going to fucking put roadblocks in it. They're going to lock down. There's black market. So the classic story is that, this reminds me of it in a way, it is psychological, because if they said, well, we're going to open the Keystone Pipeline, oil would crash. Not because there's oil coming in. Because of the security of knowing somebody's going to work on that shit. So when there was a drought down south, a drought down in the soybean wheat belt, wherever they grow that shit, Nebraska, the grain futures are limit up on the Chicago Board of Trade in Chicago. And they have in the pit in Chicago, they got windows. You can look outside into the street. And one day a storm came in. There'd been a drought down south for months or weeks. And the futures are limit up. And the starts raining on the windows in the trading pit. And what do you think happens? Oh, the drought's over. Short. So soybeans are down heavy. Why are they down heavy? It's not raining. It's not raining on the fields. It's raining on the windows. Just the idea rains enough. It doesn't take much to tip the goobers. And who do you think the goobers are? Goldman Sachs, Bear Stearns. All the big houses are goobers. Right? So you can be this so-called smart money, sit on the sidelines, and stand back and watch the drama and go, holy shit, man. Look at these people. They lost their mind over this. I just don't have to drive anyways. I mean, I don't have to drive as many places as I did. Oh, I got to go to the movies. This is going to really cut back on a kid's summer vacation. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man, but you're spoiled, okay? I've lived with such little and so much that I think if I live with so little, it doesn't take much. I could just sit still in a room and watch YouTube and be completely content. I don't have to drive anywhere. In fact, if gas was free, I don't know if I'd drive anymore. I'm driving. I don't really have anywhere I want to go because I think I'm just depressed all the time. But I want to be depressed. I like it. Right? I like it. I'm not trying to get cured. That's the last thing I want to do. It ruins the fun. People understand. Aren't you happy? No, get out of here. Oh, but we could. No, you can't. I don't want to be happy. Because then I'll just get sad. Be like, now what? See how that works? So I guess I really like to go, I'm really a contrarian about everything. The market's going up. No, it's not. It's done. I mean, you like that oil trade. Anybody go buy oil up there? I know that guy from Russia. I hope he got out. So we talked to this guy on Skype about a year ago, maybe. I don't know. This guy's like, I am long oil. The guy from NASDAQ says, what do you mean, like, you're long from like 4 hours ago? No, I've been fucking buying my whole life. And then turns out, guy's fucking, he's not even on, he's buying oil. He's not like buying oil on leverage, on margin. He's in. I'm like, fucking A, man. This guy, he's like, oh, but you don't understand geo shock. You don't understand oil shock. Well, I understand when they go, when Russia says, well, you know what, since you told us that you're going to put NATO next door, you told us on November 10th, after this dumb shit gets in office, yeah, let's see how that works. I'm just going to come over there. I'm going to move next door. See how you like that. But that's not the whole reason, because when you shut down the supply runs, plus you People aren't going to stand for it. So you get the truckers, you get all these people, and just the people at large. Although there's some young people I've talked to that they don't know what's going on. But I'm like, okay, I'm going to give you a break. I give this one girl a break because she's got a kid. I'm like, yeah, I guess your 5-year-old's more of attention. You're not watching the oil market. You got a 5-year-old to fucking babysit, so that's a lot of work. So I'll give you a break there, but I'll give you the kid break. But I don't know if that helps. That's what I was thinking. Probably doesn't help, but it's like there's something you could do. And I still want to see somebody's video on how they trade because people ask questions. I don't know what they're doing, right? They're like, I'm using a Gartley pattern. Is that anything like a... Is that going to work? Well, I guess, you know what? I'm using just a grid because I want to see how much does this trade cost me. How many times can I buy into the grid? It doesn't have to be a grid. And of course, the grid spacing, the guy's talking about it going up for higher highs. How high are these highs? Right? So if their highs are so fucking high, you're like, dude, I'm already fucking stopped out. I got stopped out today, but then I loaded in. So I doubled down. I trade like a Democrat does politics, basically. I just doubled down. It's like, imagine Biden was trading. Joey. Not the son, because he probably wouldn't be able to find his crack pipe would burn the keyboard, but just double down, man. You see? You know the thing. There's nothing wrong. Or, I'm sorry. Peppermint Patty trades Forex. What are you talking about? Margin's margin. No, this trade's perfectly good. It's not going down. It's the other things are going up. See? Other things are going up. It's not going down. It's just being repriced. No, the price isn't going down compared to like last week. Shh, don't say that. No, it's just a different price. It's a little lower price than it was. But it depends when you're talking. Because if you go back 10 years ago, it's actually higher. Okay. Wow, I like that thinking you have. You should be on a TV show next. I know, I'm working on that. Peppermint Patty's going to she's going to mosey on over to a TV show. They're going to pay a lot of money. I guess she's like 3 feet tall. They're going to pay a lot of money to sit there and commentate. And people will look. Here's the sad thing is that I noticed this is the horrifying reality that I come to on this planet after thinking I was living with semi-intelligent people is that the same people that are going to tune in and watch her fucking Boulder Dash are the same people that are wearing a mask in the store. Yeah, same person. The whole gaggle of zombies. Well, she used to work for the government. She used to be on the staff of the administration. The administration. Administration. Wow. You mean the dictatorship? All that too, but hey, listen, it's a gig, I mean, the SS. I mean, Himmler was doing pretty good too, A lot of these people. I mean, Goebbels people looked up to him. You think it's easy to fucking get a master's degree and being a fucking criminal? Oh my God, these people break laws like without everybody. They're all breaking laws and we can't stop them. Why not? Nobody has the moral fortitude or the will. Yeah, okay. All right, then I'm just going to watch my Netflix show here. I think I'm just going to scalp the euro tonight. Yeah, I heard that they're killing people and yeah, they're forcing people to take experimental serum. Really? Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just mind-blowing, dude. That's how old I am. That if you're 20 years old, you're like, and your point is? I mean, of course, if you're 20 years old, your fucking friend just died of a fucking soccer death. You playing soccer? That soccer's getting deadly. People are dropping dead playing soccer. I'm not going to get near that ball. It's the shapes on the ball. The octagons, they they comport with your harmonic internal Gartleys, and they disrupt your DNA. The helix is like a Gartley pattern, and it keys into it, see? It's a QAnon thing, you know what I'm saying? I wonder if they're going to... So I was able to insert a few words here. I'm curious. Of course, I didn't go off on a big enough phrase, but I wonder if the YouTube censors... You know, he did say QAnon. I guess you have to really be blatant. You have to say very blatant things. I'm not triggering the robots enough. One of these days I will. They'll disappear me. Even disappeared. Let's see. What can we get you for not wearing a mask? Oh, say bad things about our government. Tisk. You should have been raised in another country. I know there's a guy that I talk to occasionally. He's from a country that starts with an M, I think. I always mix it up. Moldova or something. He's over right next to the fucking drama set. And he says, it's like hell, they won't let the people out of here. I'm like, is it any different here? I mean, you can't even go to another state here unless you can't get an airplane unless you have a special license now. A certified ID. Special ID with a little star on it, see? The star's got everything you ever thought in it. All your thoughts are embedded in this engram. Yeah. So you just wonder, you know, it makes you wonder. And this is going to be some kind of crazy. So imagine crude oil comes to $80 a barrel. Bitcoin treads water. Gold treads water. All the volatility dries up for the next 5 months. Till November. When a big red tsunami of semi-logical dumb fucks come in. As scummy as the ones we have here, but there's three... in other words, the spectrum is so wide now that since you have Marxist fucknuttery running it, that if you back off to half fucknut setting, that's freedom. You know, that's so there's like a discount. They mark it up, then they roll it back. Oh, look at I got a discount. Yeah. So the discount's coming. And I'm planning ahead. I'm going to relax into it. Party's over. All the hysteria from both sides. People's heads are no longer on fire. They're just smoldering piles of shit now. Hope you didn't buy that Mask Factory. It's so funny. I wondered how they're going to land the plane, but they crashed it. The way they land that plane, people, was to say, well, they took too long to land it, so it crashed. 2 years ago, they should have started landing the plane, but now, all of a sudden they wake up one day. Oh, you can just go back to normal. Yeah, after we send Fauci to jail, sure. Can we stick some fucking, let's take out his vocal cords so we don't have to hear him scream as we beat the shit out of him. That's my dream. God, I hope that happens. See, that's not a money thing. Vengeance is pretty free. You know, what do you need? My fists, his face. You don't need too much there. Oh God, I mean, it's just so sad that we're forced to go along with it. I know a lot of people didn't want to wear a mask and all these things, but honestly, I refuse to do it. Got some fights over it, but listen, it's ridiculous. I did not take the vaccine. I can't do it. I cannot do it. Sorry. I'm not going to be a fucking... I'm sick just being alive. I don't need that. I don't need extra fucking another burden to wonder to wonder why I'm hallucinating. I don't want to think, well, maybe it's that thing I took. I don't want to know that. I try to keep track of everything I've taken. And I don't do the aspirin. I don't do any of that stuff, so I wouldn't know. I know people that have got like fucking a regiment of pills laid out like a fucking calendar boxes. Like, well, you open this thing on Tuesday, you go in there, and how do you know what day it is? Like, so you taking all these things, and what the fuck, man? That shit doesn't do. Does that? You really think that it's all placebo, right? I mean, who's got all that? Well, I take this for that, and that will make sure they don't interact, except for that COVID shot. It's okay to interact that, or the pill, right? Take the pill. N95 for everybody. Mask up between bites. I was telling this girl today. Mask up between. She goes, what? I said, on the plane. They come over the PA, mask up between bites. She said, no. I said, yeah, don't tell me no. I've heard this from real people. This shit's happening out there, people. Come on, step it. Put the mask down. The mask. Oh my God, really? Is this what it's coming to? I think people will be wearing masks for the next 2 years. I swear to God to you. What it's going to take is, Hawaii just stopped last night. It's going to take somebody coming on CNN, the Goober Network, and to say, okay, everybody, you can put a mask down. Well, where's Fauci? What did Fauci say? Yeah, we beat the shit out of him. He's not here to talk. Sorry. His mask is permanently on. We rammed it down his fucking throat. He'll be fine. Anyways, that's all I got. So I don't think that helped anybody, but that's what I'm here for.